on the line, and it also looks like we have Bobbie on the line. I'm going to take a guess because it's a California area code.
All right.
So I guess I shouldn't be rude, and I should go right to Bobbie. And if it is Bobbie, she's probably like, damn right, you better come right to me.
Right.
So, Newt, if this is Bobbie, if you can call back afterwards, I'm sorry, because I don't want to leave her hanging on. That was a song, too, Keep Me Hanging On.
Agreed.
Agreed. So let's see who this is. Is this the one, the only, the legendary Bobbie Brown?
Hi.
How are you doing?
Yeah. I'm good. I was putting damn right on Twitter right now.
Damn right. Wow. Welcome to Totally Driven Radio. This has been a few-month process going on. I was just saying, thanks to Twitter, we finally got this done.
I know. I'm excited.
Good. I'm excited, too. Like, I have so much to ask, so much stuff, and I know we don't want to expose too much out of your book because you have the big release coming up. And the one thing I want to say is it's coming out Christmas Eve. So it's almost like after 20 years of waiting, I'll finally have Bobbie Brown under my Christmas tree.
Exactly.
See, I figured that was the whole point of the release date.
You know, I don't really know what the point was of that date specifically. People are kind of complaining about it. But I just had to add like 10,000 more words like a week ago, and so it's not really ready, you know? I mean, it's finished, but it's not like been pressed, you know? So it has to go through all that stuff, and we have to do all the changes and the cover and the agreeing on all that stuff, and then that just gives us enough time to get it out by Christmas.
Oh, okay. Because I was wondering, too, like, wow, that's pretty far off. I figured it was all ready to go, and they just figured they'd wait for, like, a Christmas-type gift.
No. We just handed in the manuscript, like, a week ago. And, so, and they love it, and, you know, now we have to just fine-tooth it, you know what I mean? Like, spell correction and agree on the cover and stuff like that.
Well, here's a question for you. Did you ever expect yourself to be writing a book?
You know, I've been talking about this for like 5 years, like wanting to write a book, because I realized that I was mentioned in like 13 books, and I was like, wow, I should. And then some stories were kind of like, that's not right, or, you know, served the person who wrote the book. And I went, you know, I'm going to do like my answer to, you know, everybody's books or whatever. I'm going to write my own. So I've been talking about it forever. And then I signed with this company who wasn't the best. So I got out of that deal, and then Simon & Schuster picked it up this year, and I was super happy. And so it's finally happening.
They're huge. I mean, so that's a good deal right there.
Yeah, I was stoked, believe me.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, 'cause we saw in the show Ex-Wives of Rock on the Fuse Network that you were starting to write it, and you seemed like you were like not happy with the way things were going, and
no, it sucked. It was really bad. And I was really distraught. I was like, wow, this is not going to happen, you know? And then out of the blue, Gallery Books, who used to be MTV Books, in association with Simon & Schuster, contacted me and was like, yeah, we want to do it. And I was like, no way, that's awesome. So I got with Caroline, and she's amazing. And I just told my stories, and she, you know, we worked together, and she would come spend the night, and we would, like, stay up all night and write, and it's finally come to fruition, and I'm super excited.
Actually, now, this is like a tell-all. I mean, you're going to expose the dirt.
You know, at first I was like, God, maybe I shouldn't do that. But they're like, oh, maybe you should. And I was like, oh, my gosh. Because I've got some juicy tales to the point where I'm like, I should possibly move. Like, I don't know. You know, should I? Because I'm a very naturally, like, revealing person, and almost to the point of, like, getting off on grossing people out, or like being so full of detail that, you know, people are like, oh my God, you know, and but they're like, no, that's going to be great. So it's a very juicy book. Yes.
Well, I mean, in this day and age, I mean, people want the juice, they want the dirt. I mean, and when you're writing about these people, I'm sure naturally they'll be upset or pissed off at first, but I mean, in time they'll get over it.
I mean, you know, they didn't consider me when they wrote, you know, in their books about me. So, you know, I've just been honest about, you know, my perspective on the situation or situations. And, yes, it will probably make some people feel awkward or unhappy that personal details will be revealed. But, I mean, at the end of the day, every story, when you talk to somebody, don't you always want to know, like, well, did you sleep with them? Or get to the details, you know?
Right.
Like, you want to know the real deal. Like, don't tell me that, you know, the A version. I don't want the dirty version. So I basically just am pretty revealing in this book, definitely, about everything. But it's also an autobiography. It's not a basher book. It's not a book to bash people. It's, you know, it is an autobiography.
It's just to tell the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually had one of the people that you're going to be writing about in your book on here a few weeks ago.
Uh-oh, who?
Stevie Rochelle.
Oh, funny. Okay.
Which at the time you weren't booked for the show, so I didn't bring you up to him. But when I saw you put his name out there, and the funny thing is, a mutual friend of mine is Stevie's, who I grew up with, actually moved out to L.A. back in the late 80s, early 90s. He was living with Stevie and them guys for a little while. And I remember, you know, I mean, we're out here in Philly. So my buddy would call me like once a week with updates, and then he'd be like, dude, you're not going to believe who's coming over here. I'm like, who?
Oh, my
He's
God.
like, Bobbie Brown. I'm like, get the frig out of here. He's like, dude, I'm serious.
That's awesome. Yeah, Stevie and I have known each other for so many years.
He's a good dude. I mean, he's not like...
he's a nice guy. He is a normal dude. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not like, I mean, he don't party. He's just a straight-up dude, and, yeah, he's just a good dude.
He's always been that way, too.
Yeah, I told him the story, like, when they came to Philly, just 20 years ago, I told him, like, my buddy who was living with him came back home, so we went to go see them play, and, you know, naturally you're thinking rock stars, you're going to go hang out with these guys, it's going to be this giant party, you know, naked women everywhere, sex, booze, drugs, everything. We get to the hotel room. It wasn't them guys. Like, we get to the hotel room, and I said, you're, like, sitting there, like, doing push-ups. George is sitting on the bed, and I'm like, and I'm looking around like, all right, where's the party? Like,
you're like, where's the fun, dude? What's up?
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah.
Like, I missed something.
Yeah, he's always been really pretty straight edge, you know? I was the one back then that was, like, off the hook.
Now, that was all after you and Janie had gone your separate ways, which, let's rewind before we even get into that, the whole cherry pie era.
Okay.
You were like a beauty queen from Louisiana.
Right.
Okay, now when I was doing my research for this, all I kept picturing was, now tell me if I'm right or wrong with this, beauty queen, small town, Louisiana, and then you go out to Hollywood to become a star, right?
Well, yeah, I guess so. I mean, I was only a beauty queen. It wasn't like my whole life that I grew up in pageants. I, in high school, did this pageant like as a fluke, kind of a fluke, last-minute thing, and then I won it and happened to get in the top 5 and was like, my goals were to be a model. And so that's how that all kind of worked out. So I said that in the top 5 in the questions, and then I kind of flew out here, got with an agency, and then the rest is history.
Because all I kept picturing was you going out to L.A. like in the old Poison video, Fallen Angel. Going out to L.A., being the girl,
like that.
coming off the bus.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. 100%. It's pretty much just like that. Like, I came out here and, like, you know, was surrounded by this craziness and, like, I cried, called my mom, like, I don't know what I'm doing. And then just kind of fell into it, really. I started getting jobs, like, the first week I was here, and I never had to get, like, a part-time job or struggle. Like, I booked the Hurricane video, music video, like, that first week. And
that's funny. If you, like, I was watching that video the other night, I'm like, she just looks like a little kid in that video. Look how young you were in that video.
I totally was. I was 19. It was like I'd been out here a week, literally.
So from there, then you ended up on Star Search.
Yeah, a little bit later, I booked like Great White after that. I guess rap videos were like a big deal back then when I moved out here, and so I got Great White after that, and then after that I booked Star Search, yes, and then that's where Janie saw me.
Oh, okay. Now, when they did the cherry pie video, were you guys an item then?
No. We were not an item, but I'm not going to tell you anything about how the details went for that because it's all in the book. But
that's fair enough.
We were not. I was dating someone else at the time.
Which was
That was an issue. Matthew Nelson. Well, yes, by the book. We'll get the details. We'll get the dirty details. But yes, I was dating Matthew Nelson when I did the cherry pie video.
Gotcha. Okay. So I guess that's where you and Janie met and all that. So, okay. So we won't even buy the book.